All right, we're on Bikkurim, Perek Bet, Mishnah Aleph, first Mishnah in the second chapter of Bikkurim. We dedicate this learning to the memory of my father, Harav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman, and you can email me if you have any comments or questions or whatever. Okay, the next 5 Mishnayot are going to deal with Terumah. Let's go back to, I made a middle of the chart we're going to start with. Where are we? Here we are. We have Terumah, Bikkurim, Ma'aser Sheni, and Terumat Ma'aser. And each of these different categories, Terumah, Bikkurim, Ma'aser Sheni, Terumat Ma'aser, have different halachot that are associated with them. So our Mishnah is going to talk about certain halachot that are relevant to Terumah and Bikkurim and not relevant to Ma'aser, and some that are relevant to Ma'aser and Bikkurim and not Terumah, etc., etc. Okay, that's basically going to be our Mishnah, which is why it's perfect for a chart, which I like making. That's the Mishnah. HaTerumah v'Bikkurim. Terumah and Bikkurim, so we've learned before, actually in Masechet Terumot, that both of them are called Terumah. They're referred to as Terumah in the Psukim. So they have a lot of halachot in common. So therefore, Chayavin alea mita. Mita is, if you eat Terumah b'mezid, you chayav zara uchlan b'mezid, chayav mita b'dei shamayim. Okay, that's chayav mita b'dei shamayim. Whether you eat Terumah on purpose or Bikkurim on purpose. V'chomesh. Or if you eat it b'shogeg, okay, if you eat it by accident, so then you're obligated to add on a chomesh. Remember, it belongs to the Kohen. So first of all, okay, so he says chomesh ha'uchlan shogeg b'sharim keren the ba'alim. You pay keren. Okay, you pay, meaning the idea you repay what you ate to the ba'alim, to the owners, i.e. So let's say the Kohen you gave your Bikkurim, somebody gave your Bikkurim to a Kohen. Somebody takes it and eats it by accident. So he has to pay that Kohen for what he ate. The chomesh, the chol Kohen and the additional fifth that you have to add on was really 25%. You can give to any Kohen. That's the fine of the chomesh. Asurim, the zarim, that need not be said. The Bartanura says that's obvious. Okay, it's not non-Kohen, we're not allowed to eat it. V'hem nichsei Kohen, and they belong to the Kohen, meaning that the Kohen can then use the Terumah and Bikkurim. They can sell them. They're his property. He can sell them to other Kohanim, and then use the money to buy footballs or basketball parties or cars or whatever he wants. It's his property. Okay? V'olim be'echad me'ah, both Terumah and Bikkurim are olim be'echad me'ah. They're batel. If they fell into chulin, they're batel in 1 in 100. If it's 100 to 1. V'tu'unim uchitzat yadayim. And they require, if you're going to touch it, even if you're Torah, of course you can only touch it if you're Torah. You also have to wash your hands, because hands have tumat yadayim on them. Okay? Therefore, they're posel. The Bartanura says, here we are, stam yadayim poslot et ha-terumah. So, regular stam yadayim, unwashed hands, can make terumah pasul if you touch it. The ha'arev shemesh. Ha'arev shemesh is an interesting halacha. It's actually alluded to in the first Mishnah and Brachot as well. That a person who's tumat rishon, he has to go to the mikvah. But a Kohen who has tumat rishon, in order to eat Terumah or Bikkurim, you have to also wait until the night. You have to wait until sunset. And only once after you go to the mikvah and then sunset that night, then you can eat Terumah or Bikkurim. Tichtiv, as it says, Uba hashemesh v'taher. When the sun goes down, then you become tahor. Ve'achar yochal min hakachim. Hu'adin leBikkurim. Only after the sun sets. So those are the rules for Terumah and Bikkurim. They have mita and chomesh. Mita if you eat b'mezid, chomesh if you eat by accident. They're prohibited for zar. They belong to the Kohen. It's his property which he can sell. They're batel, and they require washing hands of harav shemesh. Hare elu b'Terumah Bikkurim. These are laws of Terumah and Bikkurim. Masha'en kain b'maaser. That which is not true in Maaser. Let's just see it in the chart. So we said Terumah and Bikkurim. These two are going to be the same for these halachot. We're going to see they're different for next halachah. We're going to add to the chart as time goes along. So, can a non-Kohen eat it? No. Who does it belong to? It belongs to the Kohen. This red part, this colored, is what the Bartanura adds. I.e., he can sell them and buy other things. Okay? But, with Bito we learned, 1 to 100. Washing and harav shemesh, yes. As opposed to Maaser Sheni. There is no mita if you eat Maaser Sheni. You have to take it to Yerushalayim, but you're not chayav mita, and you still don't have to add a chomesh. A non-Kohen can eat it. Remember, it belongs to you. You take it to Yerushalayim. And it doesn't belong to the owner of the Maaser Sheni. If I take my produce and make it Maaser Sheni, then I have to bring that to Yerushalayim, and I can redeem, remember the money, if I transfer the value onto money, I can only buy things that are achila, shtiya, v'sicha. We learned all of those halachot in previous Mishnayot. For bittul, it's not 1 in 100, but batel barov in most cases. In many cases, it's batel in a majority. And if you touch it, you don't have to wash your hands, and you don't have to have hair of shemesh. Those are all things that do not apply, halachot to apply specifically to Terumah and Bikkurim, and don't apply to Ma'aser Sheni. That's what we said, Masha Ein Kain b'Ma'aser. We'll stop here. The next Mishnah, we're going to elaborate and talk about other halachot, other dinim, things that are common between Ma'aser that aren't common in Terumah, and we're going to add on Terumah and Ma'aser later on in the parak. We'll stop here. I think I already told you my email address, so have a great day.